Hi everyone, Bob Thomason here. This is March the 6th, 2018, and it's a nice day here. I mean, this is excellent. Wanted to do a follow-up on C60. I haven't done so in a little over a month, and I've been taking C60 now, Carbon 60, since October of 2017. And I've pretty well settled on a daily dosage of a teaspoon in the morning every day, and that's what I consider a maintenance dose. Now, early on in one of the earlier videos, I reported that I had a toothache issue that I was going to see if the Carbon 60 would correct that. It took me about 90 days to correct that problem. And I started with the toothache issue before taking the Carbon 60, but I didn't have to go to the dentist to get this taken care of. I had an idea of what he might suggest, and even though he's a personal friend, didn't want to go through some of the things. Wanted to see really if the Carbon 60 would have an effect on that, and it did, because I no longer have the problem with that tooth. Now, a number of you have asked me about cost, and I get questions quite often about dosage. The cost that I'm paying is about $100 for a 4-ounce bottle. $100 for a 4-ounce bottle, and on a maintenance dose, if you're taking a teaspoon a day, that's about a 28-day supply. So maybe just a little over $100 a month is what you can expect on this right now. And as a recommended dosage and a way to start with this, through my experience and listening to a few others, because there's nothing set in stone in this by any means. We're all experimenting with this and having good results, but we got to make adjustments somewhere along the way. My recommendation is that you start with the first week, take a teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon in the evening. Now, for some of you, you may find that the teaspoon in the evening may have enough effect on you that it makes it a little hard to sleep. So if you see that, just take 2 teaspoons in the morning and be done with it. But I would start the first week with 2 teaspoons a day, and then after that, you can take a teaspoon a day, and you should be pretty well good to go. Now, you can take more than that, but I caution you on this because it's going to be more of a feeling issue than anything else. You can drink a whole bottle of C60 in olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, any of the oils that it comes in. You can drink a whole bottle of that in one go, and it's not going to hurt you. It just, because this doesn't stay in your body, it just flows on through. But particularly when you're starting out with this, you're going to go through a pretty rapid detox, and that is very uncomfortable. May probably only last a day or two, but that's very uncomfortable. So just be mindful of that if you're an eager beaver like I was and want to start out and just chug-a-lug this stuff, to get your system cleaned out. Now, if you've got some serious health issues that you want to work on, taking a bottle of it in a 48-hour period of time, I've heard one fellow say that he would highly suggest that, but just be mindful of the fact that you may feel some flu-like symptoms. Is usually the way it manifests itself. You may feel some flu-like symptoms shortly after that for a day or two. Now it'll pass, but what it's doing when that comes up is C60 is cleaning your body out. It's cleaning the toxins out of your body. And if you do that on the recommendation that I had with earlier with the 2 teaspoons a day, then the detox is a much slower, much milder. You don't really notice it, but it takes a period of time to get there. So with that in mind, that's pretty much all I've got on the C60. I hope these videos are helpful because it's just my own experience with C60, and I've listened to a few others that have done some videos on this, but there's not a lot of that going on. I started with this back, as I say, last October, and I'll list this video link in the bottom, but I started after listening to an interview that Sarah Westall did with Cliff High, and I followed Cliff High on some other stuff for some period of time. But this just came kind of out of the blue. This wasn't scripted in this interview. It's just one of those things that she happened to ask the right question, and Cliff started talking about C60. And the market for C60 took a pretty good jump after that, because there's a lot of people that follow Cliff's work. But that's where I got started. It's been well worth the effort, because what I want to do is maintain as much health as I can in this, in the prime of my life. I'm in my mid-60s. Don't know whether I look it or not. I can't tell. But I do feel that this is, well worth the effort.